Hey again, everybody. Welcome to the first edition of Talkin With Tony in the Alfa. By the way, do you like that title?
Oh, man. TTA.
It took me 15 seconds to come up with it. It was like Wrestling Hold of the Week. That took 10
On the Big
seconds.
Five?
About 100 years ago. Bill Swartz, one of our first guests here. Okay, we're going to go rapid fire questions here.
I'm ready.
You've had a career in journalism. The first story you ever covered at
Wow.
any level, do you recall what that was?
Yes, it was in Sunnyside, Washington, over in the Yakima Valley. And I had to go out and learn how to train hops, which you make beer out of.
Yes.
And so I'm out there in the 100-degree sun, blaring down and interviewing farmers and learning how to train hops.
And I bet you've never forgotten how to train hops.
No. Absolutely. And the
There you
same
go.
day, U.S. Senator Warren Magnuson stopped by the little radio station. That was my first day on the job.
I love that. That is a good start. That's a great start. Over the years, of course, you covered Huskies for many, many years. Sidelines, still covering Huskies at KOMO, doing the shows over there. Most emotional game or event covering Huskies that you can recall?
2000 at Stanford, the Curtis Williams game, as it will go down. Miraculous comeback by Washington in a driving rainstorm, engineered by Marcus Tuiasosopo to win in the final minute with 4 passes. But nobody was joyful because their teammate had been paralyzed, and ultimately it took his life, Curtis Williams, with a neck injury. And the hardest locker room I've ever been in to try and pull answers out of kids who were just emotionally wrought, in distress. And I came away from that game, so that was the most difficult and most rewarding football game or sports event I've ever covered.
All at once. And memories of Don James, a couple of memories of Don James. I interviewed him once on the sidelines on the TV
Yeah.
broadcast. I think it lasted 8 seconds. The interview was. It was at halftime of a game.
Right.
How about you?
Well, there's two. I used to interview the halftime show when Don had run off the field. And there was one game where there were like 10 or 15 injuries, and I thought I'd be funny. And I said, Don, I have a little eligibility. Should I suit up? And he goes, let's hope not, Bill, thanks. And he runs into the locker room. And then there was one other one. We'd host the fifth quarter rallies. And John was very superstitious, even though he didn't want to admit it. And a lot of coaches were. But I was wearing this lime green hat so that people could see me on the sideline to throw to me and make a comment. And some guy is drunk in the fifth quarter rallies. Hey, that Swartz guy has a duck hat on, Don. And so DJ picks it up, the Dogfather throws it into the crowd, a big roar. Rah, rah. I said, that's okay, but that hat's 8-0. And Don looked mortified. The next Monday, I had a new purple and gold hat sitting on my desk with a note that said, Bill, I hope you found that green hat. In case you didn't, here's a new one. Don.
That's nice, man. That's good. He was a good man, but yeah, I bet a lot of those guys were superstitious, and you never know.
No question. If you lost in one hotel, they didn't stay there the next road trip.
Yep, I remember that with Seahawks as well. The other one is, managers stepping over the foul line, not hitting the white on the way out to the mound. I've always wondered about that, and yet I do that in parking lots to this day. And of course, it hasn't changed my life at all. Bill, finally, you've done this for so many years. Why do you keep going after all these years? Don't tell me it's because of the money, because you've got millions.
Oh, it's huge money, yeah. I was asked that by a group of kids a couple weeks ago, Tony, and is it still passionate to you? Is it still fun? And when it stops being that for you in your heart, then it's time to do something different or just quit doing what you're doing. It's still fun for me to share stories, especially young people. I want to find out why they're making the most of their opportunity at the University of Washington. Not just to play a sport. What are you going to do after your career is done playing a game? And those are really cool stories to tell and share, and it's still fun for me.
Well, you're doing a great job of it, too. Bill, I appreciate it. You are guest number 1 on Talking with Tony in the Alfa.
I'm honored.
Which, by the way, the Alfa is just a few years younger than you, and a number of years younger than me.
Next time we'll do it in my car, the Beta.
Ooh, Talking with Bill in the Beta. Woo! See you next time.